Roasted. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. If you've not already watched my videos where I give a good old roasting to certain narcissists who very much deserve it, then go and look for that particular playlist and indulge yourself and be hugely entertained. When it comes to Harry's wife, she very much deserves a roasting also, and she's recently received it. Reason being, there's another narcissist that decided it was time to call out her behaviour. Previously, of course, her chief roaster has tended to be Piers Morgan. Another narcissist who, of course, unaware of what he is, regularly lambasts her, utilising the truth in order to assert control over her and nullify the threat to control that she poses by coming up on his radar and reminding him of the fact that she well and truly disengaged from him, or ghosted in certain parlance. For Piers Morgan, he originally was all nicey nice with her. They were enjoying a golden period as non-intimate secondary sources. Perhaps there's even some flirtation in amongst all of that hinted at intimacy. And then her narcissism determined she didn't need him anymore, and she promptly disengaged from him, not just leaving him on the shelf, but cutting all ties. This, of course, threatened Piers Morgan's sense of control, causing him to then lash out at her. And now, although it gives the impression of him being obsessed, but he's not, because of her prominence, she repeatedly comes up on his radar, and therefore his narcissism moves him to nullify the threat to control she poses by repeatedly appearing on his radar and reminding him of the fact that she ghosted him. He uses the truth of her behaviour, calling out the lies that she's told, labelling her Princess Pinocchio. There are those that don't understand that he's a narcissist using the truth. There are others that just think that he's obsessed. But he regularly gives her a good old roasting. But actually, it isn't Piers that is engaged in this roasting. No, it's a far fierier narcissist. Whilst Piers Morgan is certainly haughty and dismissive and arrogant, this narcissist exhibits heated fury more regularly than Piers Morgan. This individual is bombastic and belligerent and bragging. It is, of course, the good old Donald. Yes, as the Mail Online reports in an article by Matthew Lodge, Donald Trump blasts Harry's wife for disrespecting the Queen as the ex-US president tells Nigel Farage he's surprised that Prince Harry was invited to his father's coronation. Donald Trump has blasted Harry's wife over her treatment of the Queen, raging that she was very disrespectful to Her Majesty. This, of course, is Donald Trump utilising the truth of Harry's wife's behaviour to lambast her. Narcissists will use the truth as you understand it to be, but often will use half-truths and nowhere near the truth, i.e. a lie. But here, the former president identifies that she was very disrespectful to the late Queen Elizabeth, and in the circumstances utilises that by bringing up the past to launch an attack against Harry's wife. The former US president said he was surprised Prince Harry was invited to his father's coronation after the public falling out between the Sussexes and the rest of the firm. Speaking to former UKIP leader Nigel Farage on GB News, Trump revealed he had high hopes for the coronation and gave King Charles his full backing, saying, "The monarch loves the country." Assertion of control over Charles by flattery. The businessman and politician paid tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II, calling her incredible and praising her for going through years and decades without controversy. He also blasted Joe Biden for not attending the coronation. Provocation. Assertion of control, calling him incompetent. Insult. And claiming the current US president would be sleeping when the event took place. Belittlement. The 76-year-old had been pictured on his Scottish golf course ahead of filming for the interview with his friend and political ally. In a clip of the sit-down, which aired on GB News, Trump questioned the treatment of Her Majesty by Harry's wife. He said, I think she, Harry's wife, has been very disrespectful to the Queen. How can you be so disrespectful to the Queen? She, the Queen, was incredible. For decades and decades she never made a mistake. I cannot think of a mistake she made. She was never controversial. Bringing up the past, triangulation of Harry's wife with the late Queen. He added, you cannot be disrespectful to her. And I think Harry's wife was very disrespectful to her. Very disrespectful. He went on to say he agreed with Farage when he said the Queen was the most popular human being in the world. In a clip released ahead of the interview, Trump also said he had high hopes for the coronation itself and the reign of King Charles. He said, I think it's going to be a great day. I think they will do a great job, and he, Charles, loves the country. I got to know him, Charles, quite well, and he loves the country. Really loves the country, and he loved his mother. Of course, Trump doesn't recognise what Charles is and doesn't realise that he's not capable of love, but he utilises such comments as a means of flattery for the assertion of control, both over Charles but also those listening. He explained, that's why I thought she was treated so disrespectfully by Harry's wife, and there was just no reason to do that. Use of the truth, triangulation. I was actually surprised that Harry was invited, to be honest. It's not the first time Trump has lashed out at Prince Harry and Harry's wife. In 2021, he said that the Duke had been used horribly by Harry's wife, triangulation, use of the truth to assert control, and said he wasn't a fan of the former actress. He said, I'm not a fan of hers. I wasn't from day one. Use of the truth to assert control. I think Harry has been used horribly, use of the truth, and I think someday he will regret it. I think Harry's been used and been used terribly. I think it's ruined his relationship with his family and it hurts the Queen. Speaking of the Duchess, he added, I think she's been very disrespectful to the Queen, who's such a great woman, such a great person, a historic person. I think she's very disrespectful to the royal family and, most importantly, the Queen. In the interview, Trump also blasted current US President Joe Biden for not attending the coronation. He'll be represented by his wife Jill, despite other world leaders such as French President Emmanuel Macron being there. Trump suggested his 80-year-old political rival is not up to it physically and said if he was president, he would have gone. He said, I think it's hard for him to do it physically. I think getting over here for him. He's got a lot of things going on, a lot of strange things happen, but certainly he should be here as a representative of our country. I was surprised when I heard that he wasn't coming. You would think he would be here. He'll be in Delaware, where he spends a lot of time. He spent a lot of time there during the election. So I don't know, but I was very surprised to see. I think he's very disrespectful for him not to be there. The man is incompetent, and it's a shame. Insult, belittlement. He can't even come to your coronation as a country, and your coronation's a big event. When you have somebody that's going to be sleeping instead of coming to the coronation as President of the United States, I think it's a bad thing. The reason is he's sleeping. It shouldn't happen. It's disrespectful. When asked by Farage whether he would have attended if he was president, Trump said, I would. I think it's a very important event. I think it's a great thing. A lot of people talk about the monarchy. Should you have it? Should you not? I think it's a fantastic thing. I hold your country together largely. Former President Trump, therefore, blasting and roasting Harry's wife by bringing up the past with regard to her behaviour, having a pop at Joe Biden and praising Charles. As always, shooting from the lip and ensuring, of course, subconsciously, that he pursues the prime aims. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.